Welcome to the Bark and Bite. My name is Brandon Baker of Black Dog Barbecue, and today I'm going to be breaking down the difference between direct and indirect heat, plus when you should use both styles of cooking using my Charbroil Pro Series 3-burner gas grill. Now, learning the difference between direct and indirect heat is going to be an important skill to learn in outdoor cooking. They both serve important functions, but before we dive into that, I want to give you the definition of each. Direct heat is going to be when you're cooking right over a flame or a burner. Think on your gas grill or your griddle. This is when that food is right on top of the heat source. It's very similar to pan searing food over a stovetop. Generally speaking, you're going to be cooking with direct heat when you're cooking a thinner cut of meat. On the flip side of that, cooking with indirect heat is going to be when that food is next to the heat source, not directly over it. It's a gentler heat. It's more similar to if you're baking or roasting something in the oven, and it's perfect for those thicker cuts of meat. Think like a 2-inch ribeye or a really thick pork chop or chicken breast like I'm going to be showing you guys today. All are very thick cuts of meat that if you leave it over direct heat the entire time, you're likely to burn the outside before you fully cook the inside. The other benefit of utilizing indirect heat when you're cooking is the fact that you're less likely to dry out that piece of meat. I've listed a few examples already, but typically you're going to be using direct heat when you're cooking a thinner cut of meat, and you're going to be using indirect heat when you're cooking a thicker cut of meat, or when you want to finish off a piece of meat or even a dish that you might throw on the grill over gentler heat if you think it's already getting pretty close to being done and you don't want to burn the outside. Now today I'm going to be showing you the difference between direct and indirect heat using a chicken breast. Chicken breast is a perfect example of a cut that doesn't need to be over direct heat the entire time because it's just a little bit too thick. So you really need to finish it off over indirect heat so that it doesn't dry out. Now, if you're talking about chicken fillets, that'll be different. Essentially, that's when you take a chicken breast and you slice it in half horizontally, creating two separate smaller breasts. That's thinner. You can cook that over direct heat the whole time if you wanted to, but for the sake of showing you guys the difference between the two cooking methods, I'm going to throw on a traditional chicken breast today for this cook. And all that I'm going to do is I'm going to season this lightly with a little bit of salt and pepper, rub down with some olive oil as well, and we're just going to get these on the grill. Nothing fancy, but I want to show you guys the difference between cooking over direct heat the whole time versus adding that indirect heat on the chicken breast at the end. So let's check it out. All right, so like I mentioned, I'm just gonna hit this with a light coat of oil and then lightly season it with salt and pepper as well. But what I really wanted to show you is just take a look here for a minute. Look how thick this piece of chicken is. It's a really pretty thick cut of meat. So, you know, if we cut this in half, which you could certainly do, that's when you could cook this over direct heat the entire time you're cooking. But for the purposes of today's cook, and just to show you guys how to cook a traditional chicken breast, I want to show you guys, number one, how to use both direct and indirect heat in the cooking process, as well as how to properly cook a chicken breast. So we're going to keep this thing intact. So the point of cooking this over direct heat and then moving it to indirect heat is the fact that we're, number one, not going to burn the outside, and number two, we want to fully cook the top end of this so we can get a nice juicy product and we don't get something that winds up being dry or rubbery. The oil just helps to make sure that it doesn't stick to the grill, and it helps the seasoning to stick. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to be cooking these chicken breasts today using my Charbroil Pro Series 3-burner gas grill. And so this is perfect for cooking with both direct and indirect heat because I've got multiple zones here. As you see, we've got 3 burners. And so typically what I'll do and how many burners I use or don't use is going to depend on how much food that I have. But just to show you guys, since we do have these 3 zones and we're just cooking chicken breasts, I'm just going to light this one side over here so that we can be cooking our chicken breasts over direct heat, and I'm going to leave these 2 burners off. So if I'm cooking more meat, I turn 2 burners on and leave 1 burner off. But I've found personally that just using the 1 burner is perfect if you're not cooking too much food, just because it gives you more wiggle room and you can move that food over and not have to necessarily worry about rotating it if you feel like it's getting still a little bit of that direct heat, just being a little bit closer to the heat source. So that's the plan today. Again, we're just going to put the chicken breasts on the far right. We'll leave these 2 burners off. I'm going to sear the chicken breasts on this burner over here before moving them over here to finish so we can get a nice juicy chicken breast here at the end. All right, guys, so as you can see, I just put the 2 chicken breasts over the direct heat portion. Again, this is the only burner that's on right now. These 2 burners over here to the left side, those are off. That's going to be indirect heat that we'll be using later in the cook. So we're going to let these cook. I want to give them a nice sear, making sure we get a good color on both sides. After we flip them a couple times and do that, I'll be moving them over indirect heat. So stay tuned. Chicken breasts have been cooking for 6 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and give them a flip. Got a long way to go, but starting to get some nice color there. All right, the chicken's been cooking for 15 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and temp them to see how they're coming along. We're registering about 110 degrees for the first chicken breast, and we're at about 120 for the second. All right, so at this point, I'm actually gonna do something a little bit different. I'm going to move this chicken breast right here over to indirect heat, like I mentioned, but I'm actually gonna leave the second breast up top here over the direct heat, just to show you guys a comparison at the end of the cook. All right, so we're about 35 minutes in, so I wanted to give you a heads up of what the chicken looked like. The one you see right now, this is the indirect piece of chicken, so I'll hold this up so you can see it, but it's got about 135, 140 degrees right now, so we still got a little bit of ways to go, but got a nice crust on that, so I'm just gonna let it keep cooking. What I wanted to show you guys though is the other side where we've got our chicken over direct heat. All right, so as you can see, this chicken definitely has some more browning that's occurring. Go ahead and flip it so you can see the top side as well. Coming along nice. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad right now. Keeping in mind that high heat on this grill with one burner going, this is around 300 degrees right here. So it's not getting super hot, 300 to 350, but at the same time, this one is going to be almost done. It's about 150 to 155 degrees, depending on where I temp it right now. Whereas this one over here, our indirect piece of chicken, is at about 140. So cooking about 15 degrees hotter. I'll continue to show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, this is our chicken over direct heat. I've gone ahead and pulled the other one off. I just want to show you guys what that looks like. So we do have some nice browning here, and I'll talk through this here in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this one off the grill. All right, so we've got our final piece of chicken here, the one which was cooking over indirect heat. It's finally registered about 162 degrees, which is when I like to pull them, so you don't risk drying them out, getting all the way to 165 and letting carryover cooking, take it even farther. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off the grill, let it rest for a minute, and we'll compare the two pieces of chicken. All right, so we have both of our pieces of chicken off of the grill, one that was over direct heat for the entire cooking process, and the other that started over direct heat, and we moved it over indirect heat to finish. Now, I will note the one we moved over to indirect heat to finish did take longer to cook, took about 15 to 20 minutes longer to cook, but with that gentler heat source, we're expecting it to be a much juicier end product. So now we're gonna do a comparison between the two, as you will see here on the screen. So looking here first, we have the piece that was cooked over just direct heat throughout the entire cooking process. As you can see, got a really nice browning to it, but it did slightly burn in a couple of spots there. Now, as you can see, this piece of chicken has more consistent browning and not quite as deep of a browning across the entire piece. It's also not quite as shriveled, so I'm expecting this to be a slightly juicier end product. Now I'm gonna slice both pieces of chicken in half to see which one was juicier. Now, as I'm slicing, you might be able to notice this piece of chicken that was over direct heat is tearing a little bit when I cut it, and that's just because the skin on the outside is a little bit more rubbery because of the fact that it was over direct heat for a longer period of time and dried out a little. Flip side, we didn't have any tearing with the piece that was over indirect heat. As you can see, just really consistent, tender uniformity throughout. All right, so I've shown you the visual difference between a piece of chicken cooked over direct heat and indirect heat. I've also showed you slicing into it. You can tell there's a little bit of dryness versus more of a juicy exterior. Finally, I'm gonna do a taste test to compare the difference between the two end products. We're gonna start with the chicken that was over direct heat the entire time. So I want to preface this by saying it's not bad by any means, but I can definitely taste some dryness there, especially on that outside of the chicken, which I was referring to. Now let's try a piece of the chicken over indirect heat and see how it compares. So I just tried the chicken that was over both direct and then also indirect heat. And I've got to say the one that was over indirect heat for part of the cooking process is definitely juicier. Now don't get me wrong, I definitely eat both of them, but if I had to pick between the two, I'm definitely choosing the one that was over indirect heat for the longer part of that cooking process. It's juicier, it's more flavorful, and honestly, when you're looking for tenderness, that's gonna be the one that I'm choosing. So now that we've done the comparison, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys have a much better understanding of how to cook with both direct and indirect heat after watching this. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to continue to follow along as we put out more how-to videos. So stay tuned to see what else we have coming down the pipeline for the channel. And until next time, happy grilling.